The Republican convention is taking place in the key swing state of Florida. One man who knows the politics of the Sunshine State is former Florida Governor Jeb Bush. He will speak to the convention tonight. Welcome.
Thank you all.
First
Welcome
off,
to Tampa.
It's good to be in Tampa. What does the nominee have to say tonight? What is his task?
Well, I think first it's to connect on an emotional level, kind of like Ann Romney, but different, and then to lay out a compelling alternative to where we are today. I think the convention's been effective at pointing out the failures of the Obama economic policy, and I think most people know that we're in difficult times. What Mitt Romney now has the opportunity to do is to speak for a while about what it will be like when he's president and why it will be better. And I think that's a huge opportunity because, you know, politics is about give and take and a food fight now, and this is a chance to have a direct view.
Understanding your state,
yeah.
What does he have to do win Florida in the election in November? You
know, Floridians come from everywhere. I don't think there's anything special. There's no localized issues that matter.
Not Medicare?
No. I mean, in the sense that telling the truth about Medicare and persuading people that there's a better way is hugely important. And they've started that. And I think if you look at the polls in Florida, it's interesting that Governor Romney has a double-digit lead among elder voters over 65. And I think he's maintained that even though the attacks have started that somehow Granny's going to be thrown off a cliff.
You talked about the goal for Mitt Romney tonight is to connect with voters. You can see a lot of people behind us moving around. They're rebuilding the actual stage so that he can be sort of out amongst more of the delegates. Why is it that Mitt Romney has not connected with voters? And do you think that he is speaking to voters that are outside the traditional base of the Republican Party? Ghispanics, younger voters, single women?
I think he's begun to do that. The primary process was really orientated to a base group of voters. Now I think he's begun to shift his focus, not change what he believes, but shift his focus. And he's a private guy. I mean, he's just reserved. He's not comfortable.
You can't be a private guy and be president.
You can. You can be a very effective leader without having to, like, spill your guts. I mean, there are a lot of great presidents in American history that didn't feel compelled to get on a couch and kind of psychoanalyze themselves. What he has to do a little better, I think, and I think he's more than prepared to do this, is to connect with other people's aspirations and their hopes. Not so much, you know, the need isn't to show who you are as much as to connect with other people's feelings and concerns.
We talked a lot about Congressman Ryan wowing this crowd, but what about Condi Rice last night?
You know, it was a nice mix. It does show the diversity of the appeal of the Republican Party. Condi Rice was just spectacular, clear on foreign policy and on immigration policy and on education policy. And Paul Ryan was the guy that I know he is, which is a hopeful, optimistic, young, energetic leader for our party.
Well, I don't know if that struck you, Charlie, but that's what struck me, was that this was a speech. She didn't mention Barack Obama by name. She talked about a compassionate immigration policy. And she's really one of the few speakers here at the Republican convention that I've heard talk about education, which is a huge priority of yours. She talked about education as the civil rights of our time.
Yeah, we can do all the things that people want our candidates to do, but if we have a third of our kids that aren't college ready or career bound by the end of their high school experience, we're doomed. Yeah. We're doomed as a nation. We'll define ourselves by our flaws rather than our greatness. So I'm going to speak a little bit about that tonight, but it was gratifying to hear Condi kind of tie all this together, that our national security interests and the role of America in the world is tied to how we do at home.
Let me talk about something you said in the Miami Herald. The future of our party is to reach out consistently, to have a tone that is open and hospitable to people who share values. The conservative cause would be the governing philosophy as far as I could see, and that's doable if we just stop acting stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid to like threaten to put kerosene on your head with a match on this side and saying, if you don't, you know, change how you are, then I'm going to light it. I mean, that's kind of demography's destiny in America. And 10 years from now, Hispanic voters will be not only the deciding vote in swing states, but increasingly in a lot of other states. So if our tone is one of, we want your vote, of course, but you really can't join our team, even though we share values, that's foolhardy. And this convention, I think, has begun to change that a little bit. There are great Hispanic leaders, all of whom have spoken. They're great emerging leaders in their states, and you know, I'm more optimistic today about that tone issue than I was, say, 3 months ago.
So the party, in your judgment, is prepared to come out of here with more of an outreach policy and program to minorities than it has before.
Yeah, and there's no question about it. And again,
really, what specifically have you heard they're going to do?
Well, because it's smart. It's smart politics. I'm not suggesting change your views. I think American politics has been kind of pushed down to very low, a low common denominator. You know, in the Twitter age, you got to say it in about 3 sentences, and we have to persuade people. And so I think there's a growing awareness that if we do that, we can gain favor.
Are you disappointed your brother's not here?
No, my brother is smart not to be here. He's a target of the. He'll be more at the Charlotte convention.
And he'll have
maybe
a
I'll show up at the Charlotte
play
convention.
a video role tonight.
Well, last night he did, and he was well received with my dad. It was great.
Great to see you.
Great to see you, Governor. Thank you.